All right, I've got a really powerful story for you today. It's about how a beggar with literally nothing became a successful businessman. And the best part? His journey reveals 5 secrets to success that you can actually start using, like, right now. So let's just start with the core question, the one that kicks this whole thing off. What can a beggar possibly give to a millionaire? I mean, really think about that. A person with nothing, giving something to a person who has everything. It sounds impossible, right? Well, just hang on to that thought because the answer to that question is what changes everything. Okay, so picture this. We're on the bustling, chaotic streets of Mumbai. At a busy traffic signal, we meet our 2 main characters. First, there's a beggar. He's tired, he's frustrated, and he spends all day just asking for money. And then there's this wealthy businessman who cruises by that same spot every single day in his super sleek black Mercedes. And the biggest difference between these 2 guys? It wasn't just the money in their pockets, it was all in their heads. See, the beggar's entire mindset was about taking, but the businessman, his world was built on a totally different idea, exchanging value. And that one little shift in thinking, well, it changes the entire game. So you can imagine, this resentment just starts to build up inside the beggar day after day. He just doesn't get it. This rich guy in the fancy car never, ever gives him a single coin. But then, he watches him buy some peanuts from another street vendor and even tells the guy to keep the change. That was it. That was the last straw. And that frustration? It's about to lead to a showdown that will completely change his life. So the beggar, just filled with this anger, marches right up to the Mercedes. He's had enough. He demands to know why the businessman never gives him any money. But what he gets in return isn't cash. No, the businessman gives him something way, way more valuable. He gives him a question. And this is the moment. The businessman just looks him straight in the eye and says, "If you believe you have nothing to give the world, then you have no right to ask for things from it." Wow. He goes on to explain, "Look, I'm a businessman. I believe in exchanging value. If you don't have anything to give me, then I don't have anything to give you." And just like that, with those words, the beggar's whole world just shatters. You can imagine, as that Mercedes pulls away, the beggar is just fuming. He's furious. But later that night, something strange happens. He can't sleep. Those words are just echoing in his mind over and over. And slowly, that anger starts to fade, and it's replaced by something new, a genuine curiosity. He starts thinking for the first time ever, what can I give? Is there actually anything I have to offer? So the next morning, he's looking around, and he spots these wildflowers just growing nearby, and it triggers a memory. He remembers giving a flower to a little kid once, and the pure joy on their face, and then click, an idea starts to form. Maybe, just maybe, this was it. Maybe these flowers were the first thing he could actually give to the world. And this is where you can really see his transformation, step by step. It starts out simple. At first, he gives a flower after someone gives him money, kind of like a thank you. But then the businessman sees this and gives him a crucial piece of advice. No, give the flower first. And wow, that little change shifts the entire dynamic. Then he gets the next lesson. Don't just hand over a flower, sell an emotion. Sell a way to say, "I'm sorry," or "I love you." And the final piece of this amazing puzzle, finding the right person, the right audience at the exact moment they need that feeling the most. And this is it. This is the moment where all those lessons just click into place. He sees a couple on a bike, and you can just tell they're fighting. He's found his right audience. So he quickly bundles a few flowers together, walks up to the man, and offers him the perfect way to apologize. And you know what? The girlfriend sees the flowers, and her anger just melts away into a smile. The man is so grateful. He turns to our guy and says, "Thank you so much. How much do I owe you?" And for the very first time, not as a beggar asking for a handout, but as a businessman, he names his price, 100 rupees. And the man pays him. No hesitation. This wasn't charity anymore. This was a business transaction. And in that moment, holding that 100-rupee note, something inside him just fundamentally changes. It was so much more than money. It was proof. It was proof that he had something valuable to offer the world. He had created value, he'd exchanged it, and he was rewarded for it. He was no longer a beggar. He was a businessman. And after that, the growth was just explosive. I mean, within a few months, he goes from selling at one traffic signal to expanding his business to temples and colleges. And get this, by month 8, he's the CEO. He's hiring other beggars, giving them the exact same chance he created for himself. Okay, what an incredible journey, right? So now let's pull back and really distill this story down into 5 core secrets to success. These are the principles that took a man from the street to the CEO's office, and honestly, they're lessons that any of us can use. All right, here they are, the 5 big takeaways. Number 1, and this is the most important, create value first. Before you ask for anything, figure out what you have to offer. Find your flower. Number 2, give, then ask. Lead with generosity. Provide that value up front. Number 3, sell emotions, not products. Remember, he wasn't just selling flowers. He was selling apologies, connection, and joy. People buy feelings. Number 4, find the right audience. Offer what you have to the people who desperately need it in that moment. And finally, number 5, always think bigger. Just like the businessman told him, never let your current success be your final stop. So, we've gone through the story, we've broken down the lessons, but now it's time to bring it home. Let's turn the focus onto you. How can you start applying that very first, most powerful principle to your own life, like today? Really, the challenge this story puts in front of all of us is this one question. What value can you bring to the world? Doesn't have to be some huge thing. It could be a skill you're developing, some knowledge you can share, or something you create. It's all about shifting your focus away from what can I get to what can I give? And that really brings us right back to the beginning. The beggar's incredible journey started with one single simple flower. It wasn't some grand plan, it was one small step. So, my question for you is this. What's the first small thing you can give today? What's your flower?